Good morning, Meeps. We're live on the floor at GenCon2015 with Vinnie from Double Exposure Envoy in the First Exposure Playtest Hall. Vinnie, can you tell us what's going on in this room particularly?
Sure. This room is the First Exposure Playtest Hall. We've been managing it for 4 years now. We have 85 designers in here.
Wow.
With prototypes of games starting with anything from 3 pencils and a cat all the way up through almost published games. We bring playtesters through here. We're going to run almost 2,800 people through this room through the course of Gen Con. Fill up tables with playtesters and get these designers into their final stages of production for 2016.
Excellent. And what kind of requirements are there, or what do they get when they're here?
When they're here, they get a table to put up their game, and we, as the management company, have tickets that are free to all Gen Con participants. We seat them according to what games they'd like to play, bring them in, and make sure we fill their tables.
Great. So we're early on in the day. By the end of the day, how many people have gone through the room, playtest-wise?
Like I said, around 2,800 people will actually be here as playtesters throughout the course of the convention.
Okay, throughout the 4 days. Okay,
throughout
so
the 4 days, yeah.
600, 700 people a day.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, and how long...
Attention designers, 15 minutes.
I was just going to ask, how long do people get the table?
2 hours.
Okay, so people start on the hour at 8 o'clock and then at 10 o'clock?
Every even hour of the day. There's 27 slots.
All right, and lots of people go through each table?
No, players come in, they pick a specific game that they feel like playing based on a short description.
Right.
Like, you know, a strategy board game based on science fiction theme or something like that. And then they go to that table and they belong to that playtester for 2 hours. So they'll play the game, they may run through a second time if it's a short game, then they do a half hour of discussion, and every designer tells us how much they get out of this.
Excellent. And do the designers provide their own feedback forms, or do you guys design
We actually have some rudimentary feedback forms, but we encourage the designers to design their own that is specific to their games.
All right. And what's the fee? What's the charge to the designer?
$250 gets you 4 playtest slots and 2 GM badges.
Okay, so it actually includes the badge as well.
It includes the 2 badges, right.
Okay, that's great. Anything else that you'd like to tell people? Like, how do they register for next year if they're not here now, or other events that you're at?
These events are free. They are always on the schedule when the Gen Con schedule opens, whatever date that is next year for 2016. And even if they can't get tickets, we'll always seat somebody who comes into the room just to see what they can do at that time.
Okay, for designers who want to register their game here, how do they do that?
The forms should be up in February or March. They're actually on the Gen Con's site. We have our own tab right on the main menu of Gen Con for First Exposure Playtest Hall.
Awesome. And do you guys run this event at any other events, at any other conventions?
Well, the reason that First Exposure exists is because of Metatopia, which is our professional design conference in Morristown, New Jersey.
Right.
It's the weekend after Halloween, and based on the success of Metatopia, which has really become the designer conference in the country, Gen Con invited us out here to do this 4 years ago.
Excellent.
So this is almost an exclusive to Gen Con as an offshoot of Metatopia.
Okay, so you're saying that Metatopia, which happens in October?
It's November 5th through 8th this year.
Okay, and should Maple Syrup come and maybe interview people there?
Absolutely.
Particularly about designers discussing design.
Absolutely. We have an incredible array of designers at Metatopia. The downfall of Gen Con is that everybody is so busy that it's hard to concentrate designers. At Metatopia, we custom make the experience for designers. So we will sit them down, give them a high test, where we'll put a James Ernest or a Kurt Covert right in with a baby board game designer just to pick apart their game and help them develop it.
Excellent. All right, well, thanks, Vinnie. Appreciate all your time.
My pleasure. Take care, and we'll see you at Metatopia.